I mean, I went in expecting something a little quirky maybe, but this is more than a little quirky. This thing is actually pretty far out there. And it's made by Boots Riley, the rapper from The Coup, of all people. I did not see that coming. And of course this thing is set in some sort of weird dystopian future or alternative reality. And I feel it's pretty heavily inspired by the movie Idiocracy. But it's doing its own thing. It's not a rip-off or anything. And there are other influences too, quite a few of them actually. But it mixes them all together and adds some original concepts and makes something, different. Now the first few scenes were pretty tame. It kinda eased you in. It didn't feel like your average movie, but it didn't do anything too crazy. But then, not very far into the movie, when Lakeith Stanfield's character had his first day at work, it just kinda threw a real curveball in your face. And did this kinda cool visual effect that made me go, well, that's interesting. And that's basically when I knew I wasn't watching just any old movie. This thing wasn't afraid to take some risks. And it definitely didn't stop there. But the problem is, talking about all the unique stuff it did would kinda spoil the movie. And the other problem is, if I don't talk about all the unique stuff, there's not that much left to talk about. Which made me realize that no matter how original and unique it felt, most of it is kinda surface level stuff. It's really all in the visuals and the presentation. Like narratively, it's super straightforward. It takes a few left turns here and there, but it's still super easy to follow. And the general concept of a dystopian world like this isn't really new either. And as far as the structure and things like that go, it's basically not doing anything new either. It's not deconstructing or redefining what a movie could be. I mean, at its core, this is very much a pretty standard movie. But it does have a very unique presentation. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to diminish its originality or anything. I very much support original filmmaking and people trying out different things. I'm just kinda trying to make sense of it and figure out what made it different and unique. And if you dig beyond the surface, it really isn't that different or unique. And while I was watching it, I was thinking, wow, this thing is interesting, fascinating, and really well made. But something kept kinda nagging at me the whole time, because I didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to, or felt like it probably deserved. And I realized I was actually appreciating it a lot more than actually enjoying it. I even wrote down in my notes that I feel like I should have more to say about this movie. And it wasn't until I actually sat down to write this review that I realized why. Because beneath the surface, this thing isn't really that interesting. I have actually seen this movie before, many times, just in different packages. Now, this package is really good looking, and there are a lot of cool details to it. And it's quirky and it's unique, it's even fun. But when you open up the box, what's inside isn't that interesting. The movie doesn't really say anything that hasn't been said a million times before. And the message does seem a little bit jumbled. Like, is it saying this thing or actually saying that thing? What is it actually trying to say? It's not very clear. It takes a lot of shots in different directions, but they're kinda scattered all over the place. And some of them feel kinda contradictory, like the movie is arguing with itself. And I'm not sure who won, or if anyone did. I don't know. I mean, it's for sure a different kind of movie, and well made. I can't complain about the production value, or the acting, or anything like that. I'm just not sure what the point was, or how much I actually enjoyed it, beyond the, oh that's cool. Like, did I really even care about the characters? I mean, they were kinda fun, but did I feel invested in them? Not really. And I'll be honest, it left me feeling kinda empty actually. Like I really didn't get that much out of it. And that's a bit of a shame, because there is a lot of great stuff in this movie. And I want to encourage people to make more stuff like this. Take a few risks. But when the credits rolled, I just ended up feeling a bit underwhelmed. So would I recommend it? Sure. It's definitely worth giving a shot. There's some unique stuff in this, definitely worth seeing. So go watch it. Or don't. I'm not your dad.